Hello, everyone. I want to invite you into a new idea or a new code that I am working with at the moment that I find kind of fascinating related to beauty. A few of you know that I have a course coming out soon called Draped in Devotion, and it's been a course that I've been channeling for a few months now, and I'm just now starting to understand what it actually is and what it means. Something I was meditating on today or thinking about as I was driving is what we are living for, what we're here for, what keeps us moving and motivated. And I was listening to this Lana Del Rey song that was like, money is the anthem of success. Everyone knows that song. I love that song. I love Lana Del Rey. But it got me thinking about what are we, living for? And I thought to myself, it's not money. We're not living for money. I don't believe that. That doesn't feel right. Because what is the purpose of money, or what purpose does that fill in our life? We're not living for power. We're not living for prestige. It got me thinking, and I thought to myself, we're living for comfort. Social comfort, the comfort that power brings, knowing that we're in a safe position. We live for, the comfort of knowing that we will have security. And that's what we're living for. And when I think of beauty as an element of comfort, when I think of beauty as an element of comfort, or as something that provides comfort, or more specifically when I think of the feminine as a source of comfort, and how women in particular have been seen as these incredible sources of comfort for since the beginning of time, I think to myself, in what ways does beauty provide us with comfort? And in what ways do we have distorted relationships to beauty and to comfort? And I feel such a desire to restore to our awareness what I'm calling, or what's coming to me, and what's showing up for me as the lost codes of comfort, because we're moving into this sort of era where many people are plugged into a grid of glorifying pain and discomfort and utility in a way that is objectifying to the human body, and negates the existence of the human spirit. And while I believe that it is so critical and important to acknowledge the importance of the material realm of our bodies, of their ability to do and act and create out in the world, beauty is what drives us and what inspires us and what gives us purpose. When you look at a beautiful painting or you hear a beautiful song, deep underneath of the surface of our immediate metabolization of what we're listening to or hearing, there is a part in us that is some would say inspired, but I think at a deeper level it's a comfort, a hope for the future, a sort of baptizing of the past that lets us know that something beautiful was created at some point in time, and something beautiful can be created. And so beauty is this incredibly luxurious, nutrient-dense, energetic frequency that carries a heavy tone of comfort. And yet, because it carries this tone of comfort, and we live in an age where comfort and ease and grace is almost looked down upon due to the nature of our glorification of trauma, of struggle, of grief as normal. But beauty offers people another example. It pricks the mind, the heart, and the spirit into a realization of all that is possible for us. And so in our exploration of beauty, we are actually exploring the potential for expansion, the potential for deepening our awareness of all the places where we're blocked in our expression, and where we can clear those blockages to create and to allow for more comfort in the world, which is actually the highest currency. And so as I'm moving into the space of like coaching women in corporate and helping women to realign with their femininity and to the feminine, as restoring the feminine to women who, you know, maybe have not touched inner work as we know it, or these feminine embodiment spaces, but restoring to women an understanding of the importance and the incredibly saturated and like vibrant potency of beauty as a currency in our life that we are unconsciously in pursuit of and yet triggered by. So, you know, there's times where we might see, say, something beautiful, someone who has crafted their expression in a way that is a very clear emanation of their inner spirit. And we say to ourselves, you know, how dare they take up so much space? Or, you know, they seem like they're drawing a lot of attention to themselves, which is an interesting framing. But those are the very opportunities in which our spirit is faced with a choice to collapse into the space of irresponsibility, where we say that person's bad, that person is doing these terrible things, or we have an opportunity to look into ourselves and be really conscious of all the ways that we're blocking our own radiance, our own magnetism, our own confidence underneath of this sort of need to, funnily enough, still follow within that undercurrent stream of desire for comfort through bonding with others, through masking ourselves. So there's a comfort in that subduing of yourself as a woman, I think, now. And the rejection of beauty, the rejection of comfort as a way to gain comfort in a very unconscious way is now what we are experiencing in the, for lack of a better word, the collective of women. And so restoring beauty to women means restoring or bringing back to them an understanding of all that beauty provides. that opportunity to be initiated into a deeper level of awareness into all that's possible, the codes of opulence, of inviting people into paying attention again to detail. If we look outside, you see that our bridges, our architecture are being stripped of beauty because the respect for the feminine, for pleasure, for what it offers us, has kind of been pushed into the shadow of our awareness. And so we chase it, but we're not really conscious of what it is that we want. So our ways of trying to access it are, they don't work. We get more money so we can feel more comfortable because we don't really understand, like I said, these codes of comfort, what they really are and how we can really access them. We're not quite getting it. So to bring it back to this new chorus and my sort of meditating on this, draped in devotion is a style course, but like on a much deeper level is about understanding how to clear those blockages around your expression and utilize beauty as an initiative tool to open others up to possibility. And so you get to present yourself an authentic emanation of love, truly. Because when you are expressing yourself, even with your style, and I say even and I catch myself because style truly does require such a honest knowing of the self, an honesty, a confidence that many women struggle to access. And in your accessing of that, in your refinement of that, you are, like I said previously, offering the world an opportunity to pay attention to details. You are showing a certain pride of ownership in your everyday, day-to-day experiencing of yourself. You are conducting a ritual of a sense of honoring the truth of who you are, the truth of who you've been created to and to be, and the unique emanation of love that you provide. And it is something that when people experience and it is coupled with kindness, an entirely different section of the frequency of beauty. There's like the visual frequency and the more subtle, immaterial frequency of beauty that has to do with character and spiritual emanation. And when you couple those things together, you provide such a bed of comfort for people to lie in that you emit an incredible magnetism. People want to be close to that love. People want to be close to that truth. People feel comforted, in a sense, by the idea that access to something of such a high level of opulence is, available to them. When you are not only beautiful just to be beautiful and exist in a space, but to offer your beauty to the world as an offering, like offering yourself up as a visual and spiritual experience of possibility. And it feels good to me right now to share how I feel like this restoring this to women would really be a benefit to them. A lot of times people say like, oh, I really struggled to gain opportunities or be in the right place, or I feel like other women are just lucky but they're covering themselves energetically and in their emanation. And so draped in devotion is about, yes, also offering yourself, but being poured into in a sense of like when you offer that love, first finding it within yourself and then emanating it, you effortlessly then attract opportunity to you. You effortlessly attract cooperation from people. Like, some people call this like pretty privilege, as you want to call it, but it's so much more than that in a sense of you are offering someone comfort. You are offering someone your kindness, your grace. Even in the way that you move, the codes of grace, as I call them in the Course, there's a way of honoring the self in that movement. It looks very nice and it offers comfort to others, right? You see it in the way that there's very graceful movement. But it also honors my body. It also honors your body, and that you are displaying to yourself and sharing with yourself in real time. If you've taken my sensual emotional intelligence course, you are making a physical affirmation, which goes far beyond just saying it, like I am deserving of a slow, calm life. You are a living emanation of it. You are embodying and allowing yourself to really experience the truth of that. I get to move in my body slowly. I get to breathe slowly. I get to walk slowly. I get to be graceful. I get to pause before I respond. I get to be kind because of how it protects my spirit from unnecessary conflict. I get to respond instead of react because I cherish myself, I honor myself. And so there's many distortions in the field right now about what does it mean to be feminine and why, why do women need to be graceful? Why do we need to be beautiful? And there's a lost understanding of what it provides for your spirit to emanate those frequencies of grace and beauty, and what they provide for you, the opportunity to experience, and how it can affect your interactions when we're just, kind of sloppily presenting ourselves to the world and saying like, why aren't people being kind to me? Why aren't people being gracious towards me? And I do believe that people should be kind, but there is a very real need to, or an opportunity rather, to recognize within yourself the beauty, the sacred beauty of your spirit, and to take the time every day to reflect that externally out into the world, and to give people an opportunity to experience that so they know who you are. Because when they know who you are, because who you are is so amazing and so incredible. When you take that mask off, when you are truly available to share your heart with people, it's impossible not to receive back, people who are aligned with that same level of love, that same level of devotion to self. And in your devotion to holding those parts of you as sacred, you will find that other people acknowledge your uniqueness, your, that's that thing that people call, you know, a woman's je ne sais quoi, if you will. And so I give that to you as something to reflect upon and think about when you think of beauty, because oftentimes we think of it as a, oh, it's a nice to have, it's nice to have it, but we don't really need it. Comfort is something that's nice to have, but we don't really need it. But we do need it. And the feminine offers this really luxurious, comforting tone that if you look out into your world, we're missing and desperately like searching for in all the wrong places and in ways that are dishonoring to ourselves. And so being a walking, living, breathing emanation, an example of what it means to live as an expression of comfort and beauty, totally tapped into those codes. It makes you not only a stylish woman, but a woman who is draped in devotion to herself, draped in devotion to the whole of human consciousness. And I just think it's really beautiful. Thank you for your time if you listened, and I look forward to hearing your comments. My website will be on the way soon, and I look forward to sharing it with you. And I would love to hear you all's feedback on that, and absolutely 100% as this course is coming out of me, because it is so energetically potent. It is so incredible to me how it's all coming together, and how healing I believe it will be for so many women. If you have any interest in that, message me, and I will definitely keep you in mind for when the course becomes available, to give you first dibs. Have a wonderful evening, and I'm sending all of my love to you, my comfort and my beauty as an offering to your expansion. Love. Bye-bye.